So one thing about this story is that I didn't. Is that just his first game that he's been the manager of, or has he had more? I didn't see the official bit where he took over.
Nah, so Koku got binned off, didn't he? I think he's been in
Yeah,
charge for 2 games because when I went to Wrexham last week, I was in the car and I think he was taking over his first game against. It might have been
right.
Luton. No, it was
Yeah, but they
Wickham.
lost. They lost, didn't they?
Wickham.
Right. And then this was his first win because they needed to start getting wins, is what I remember hearing.
I think they're fucked though. I think Derby are a little bit like Sheffield United. I think the damage is already done.
Mm. Yeah, it's one of them, innit? And is it right to have given it to Wayne Rooney? Is that what's going to keep them up in the Championship? I mean, how well were Millwall performing before that defeat? I don't know, but it seems like quite a gamble that does to me.
I seem to remember Millwall's home form hasn't been great so far this season, but it depends how you're looking at it, doesn't it? Because from one perspective, like you're bottom of the table, what have you got to lose
Yeah,
by putting him in there? Like you've got nothing to lose, and there must have been something about Rooney's contract when he went to. There must have been something in place for when he went to Derby because Wayne
yeah.
Rooney is not going to Derby if there's nothing in place there for him.
No, that I'm sure I remember that being the case. So it was he had 32 red, basically pay part of his contract or part of his transfer fee. That's why he was number 32, and he was officially going as a player manager role, a player coach role. And yeah, so does he still play then, or is he just purely managing
Yes, I
now?
think he is a player coach still, isn't he?
Yeah, God, the stuff of dreams. Put yourself on.
So, so just talking about it, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a good win for them, but Millwall's form before they played Derby, they beat Luton 2-0 at home, and then they drew. Oh no, they beat Preston away, sorry, and then they lost to Huddersfield, drew, lost, and then they lost to Derby again the other day. So they're
Oh, so
not,
they get relegated.
yeah. So they're in shit's creek as well. I think it's Derby, and I'm pretty sure that Wickham are the other team at the bottom of the Championship.
You are correct.
But let's
You are
face it,
correct.
Wickham were never going to do anything this season.
Derby and then Wickham Wanderers. And yeah, Wickham was a magical story, but they were never ever going to stay up.
He's not got the money.
No. And they're still playing Biohacking Fenrir up front.
Is he been scored?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't think he scored yet. To be honest, I don't even know if he's played much. He's played 12, started 6, no goals. I mean, the guy's 38,
At his age, it's tough, isn't it?
but at his age and his weight,
Yeah.
like how he as a person, I mean, the app I've got here has got him down as 102 kilos, and it is 102 kilos of meat as well. The guy is a fucking beast.
Do you know what's really worrying?
I reckon he is.
He's got to be more than that. He's 6 kilos more than I am, and he's well bigger than I am.
My height, bear in mind as well. So you've got a few inches on him.
In height, or
But no, talking to the Championship, we moved on from Wednesday. A brilliant piece there. But Derby County Boys, the Four Manx One Toffee podcast can all be centred around Wayne Rooney if we wanted it to. Arguably best player for both clubs ever, as far as I'm concerned. Fucking legend of the game. I still think we got rid of him too early. I'm glad he went on and still had success back at Everton and then in the MLS.
Definitely. If you left any club too early, mate, it was Everton, all right.
Yeah, but I'm glad he left you too early because he came to us.
Yeah.
But no, isn't it good to see one of our childhood heroes move into management?
Yeah, it'd be good if he could go on to do something. I think we all probably have doubts about how good a manager he's actually going to be. I'm assuming he's got all his management badges.
Yeah, I'll have
Keep
to.
in his position. When did he study those?
Well, see, I don't think he must do, because he got put in the job because Cocu got sacked. So unless he's got his badges as soon as he went to Derby, in preparation for Cocu to be sacked. But I don't know. I think there's no one ever going to question his footballing brain.
No.
The guy was different breed on the pitch. He saw the game so differently than everyone else.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think if you cannot get motivated by, I'll even throw this out here, England's best ever player. If you're in that Derby County dressing room and you've got Wayne Rooney speaking to you, first of all, you'd be like, can you slow down? I can't understand you. Secondly, like, you're going to get motivated. You're going to get G'd up by England's all-time top goal scorer, United's all-time top goal scorer.
Yeah,
Like,
it's still the confidence. You must be thinking to yourself, fuck me, if he's picked me to play, then he must believe in me somewhere.
You got to be in awe of that, haven't you? Because all of the players in that team have grown up watching him.
Yeah.
They've grown up watching him. They've grown up seeing him score all those wonder goals.
They've grown up playing him on FIFA. Like, that's the area. They were all putting him on FIFA.
They've all bought him on FIFA. They've all had him on Football Manager. There's no way that they've avoided him all those years.
But I kind of think that he must be looking at Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard's ascent to management. So starting in the Championship with the team, and it's basically the Championship in Scotland. Which, by the way, I was listening to the radio today and I heard someone come on and say that they reckon a good replacement should Celtic sack Neil Lennon would be Big Sam. And I was thinking to myself, right, at Celtic, probably, yeah. Probably would.
Lee, I could go up and manage Celtic.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that seeing Gerrard, I mean, he's 13 points clear of Celtic at the moment. They're going to win the league this year. Frank did an all right job with Derby. He obviously lost the playoff final, but got his move to Chelsea. John Terry, even with being assistant at Villa, he'll go on to be a manager somewhere, I reckon, as well. So it's weird. It is weird to see like that generation of England stars almost like going into management now, and it's weird seeing them on the touchline. Like, I can still only imagine them as a player. So in my head, they all will, in my head, seem to be a shit manager because I can only still imagine them being a player. But one of them's got to do well, haven't they, I guess? And there aren't many ex-pros that became managers, or there weren't ex-pros that became managers, are they? So they've got to come from somewhere within the game. I think, is it Maurizio Sarri is one of the only managers that wasn't an ex-pro. So
it's one of the major ones that you think of, isn't it?
What's the story with Nagelsmann? Because he
was a pro,
but he got an injury. I think long-term injury.
He got injured very early. I always, there tends to be a correlation, doesn't there, between how good you were as a player and then how good you are as a manager. Like, the better you were as a player, the worse you seem to be as a manager.
Yeah.
Which is why Paul Scholes is awful and Gerrard and Lampard are doing well. But there tends to be, on a serious level, there tends to be like I can't think of anyone who's ever bucked the trend of being like a top class player, and then they've gone on to be like a top class manager as well. Like Guardiola was all right.
He's a decent player, yeah.
All right as a player, wasn't it? But as a manager, he's fucking unreal. Klopp, decent player, great manager. Fergie back in the day, used to bang goals in Scottish League. Wasn't the greatest player in the world, then gets into management, he's fucking unreal.
That's it. All these managers you said there were just decent. There's no former Ballon d'Or winners that have got to successful management. We're not talking Francesco Baresi being one of the best managers we've seen, arguably one of the best defenders we've ever seen. It's a strange one, isn't it? I wonder if the hunger goes, potentially. Yeah. Well, Zidane's a very interesting one, isn't it? Because he inherited one of the best squads of a generation. I always use this argument, and I use it to annoyingly back up Steven Gerrard. You can only beat what's in front of you, and you can only use what you've got. You know, it's an elite mentality to go and win the Champions League 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Like, it must be the mentality that Gerrard is instilling as his players in Rangers right now, where they've lost the last 9 league titles and now the 13 points clear. Like, he's clearly done something. He's clearly done something right. And we'll never, ever see what Gerrard can do as a manager until he moves to England.
Well, he's doing it in Europe as well, though. That's what I would back it up with.
You can back him because of what they do in Europe. It'd be interesting to see what level of club he comes to when he does eventually come to England. Because I think the jump to Liverpool was probably too much straight away.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, this is the thing. People are wondering, when will it end for Klopp? Because he won't stay there for years and years and years.
No.
I don't think.
He says he's done after his contract, and he says he's like, whether he retires or whether he leaves, like, his contract is his contract.
Germany, he'll be the manager.
Yeah.
I thought that would take Joachim Löw.
Guarantee it. Germany or Bayern. That's
He is, hasn't he, Joachim Löw?
yeah. I think he could also be touted for Real Madrid.
I just don't see Zidane leaving Real Madrid when it falls right for Klopp to step in.
I don't
Right.
see Klopp going to Madrid either, personally. I don't think that's the project that Klopp would want that later in his career. I think
don't know.
Like, he likes taking the club that's almost there and getting them there. Madrid are already there. Like, Madrid are the biggest club in the world, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I can't imagine Klopp as a Galacticos manager.
Klopp,
You should take Barca then. Barca need help.
Now, did you see them lose to Cadiz the other day?
Negredo scored.
So that their first home win for ages as well. That
First home win against Barcelona in 14 years. They're the first team to get promoted from the La Liga Segunda to beat Athletic Bilbao, Real Madrid and Barcelona since Cadiz did it 41 years ago.
they're the first team to beat those 3 teams that Danny just mentioned, while I had the losing team on a massive accumulator. So thanks, Cadiz.
Thanks,
That's
Alvaro.
a true story, that.
Mate, your accumulators every week are the same story.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're carrying on.
It's
The
only
highlight-
that they're called accumulators because the only thing I'm accumulating is debt. I don't even put a big amount on them either. It's always like 50p's and stuff. And then when I look at the total amount that's gone, I'm just like, oh, well, that's a fucking few grand, that.
What is the best bet you've ever won? Like,
You
all
know,
of us.
Lee's had some good ones.
Yeah.
is it better than Richard Dunn to score the first goal and Villa and City to draw 1-1?
I've got one exactly like that on Riley. I had Everton to beat Man City 2-1, Tim Cahill to score first or any time or something like that.
Yeah.
They went 2-0 up and then City were all over us at full time at 2-1 and it was nearly 2-2, but they held on. It was like, it was like 130-1 or something daft like that.
Good effort.
Love
And I
that.
think
So I've never had like a wild winner like that, me. But my specialty when I was in like loving the betting, like too much of it, was the 10 to 1,000 challenges.
yeah.
I completed twice in a row and then absolutely bottled it and then carried on bottling it.
Oh, I'd have never been able to do that because I'd have shit myself after a couple £100. I'd have had to withdraw it.
The first time I lost it was, I remember it clear as day. PSG were playing, I think it was Rennes, and it was when I was still at Morrison's and I wasn't driving, so I had to get the bus home on Saturday night, and my phone signal died, and it was like on dangerous attack for Rennes. I was like, oh, there's like £720 on this bet here. I don't feel confident I might cash it out. Signal died, 1-0 down. I was like, right, I'll hold out. 2-0, 3-0, £700 down the drain.
Oh, God. That is just a result that never happens as well.
Oh, mate, it was the last one of the bet. It was like certified banker. I think they were 1.29 at PSG. I was like, there's no way it doesn't come in. And I sat in my room just like, I've just lost £700 in 90 minutes.
No word of a lie. The closest I've come to big money though, when I was at university. So it'd have been beautiful if it came in, because everyone that's been university knows that those student loans only stretch so far, especially when you go to the student union for beers all the time. But I had a 20 fold on. I'd not put much on it, a couple of quid, because I couldn't really stretch too much back when I was on a student loan. And I think it was about 18 out of 20 going into a final day of fixtures for the two remainder fixtures. And I went down to the student union with my paper slip. I had the 18 ticked off and I was waiting on the last two. I can't remember who the second to last one was, the penultimate game, but that came in and I was waiting on one. And it was Tranmere against Huddersfield, I think. I know it was definitely Huddersfield, but I feel like Tranmere were in League Two and Huddersfield were back in League Two. This was way before they obviously came up to the Premier League. And Tranmere were at the bottom of League Two and Huddersfield were about second or third. And I had Huddersfield to win, right? And it went 1-0 Tranmere, 1-1, 2-1 Tranmere, 2-2. No. And then I think there was about 10 minutes left and I just didn't get a winner. And I was almost sick. Because it due to pay out like $2,500. And it killed me. I was sat in the student union fuming. And after that, I never did 20 folds after that for a good 2 weeks.
I used to do them every Saturday in unit. And they weren't even online ones. They were going down to all the lads in the house, going down to Willie Hill on fucking Frodsham Street in Chester, pound in hand, just sticking like a 17 fold on or something. I was one game away once from about $9,000. And it was Chelsea. It was Chelsea and Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. And I'm pretty sure Van Persie scored a hat trick, and I just felt my heart breaking. And that game,
6-0 or something.
It was like 4-3 or 5-3 or something. But that game came in, and then I had like 5 or 6 games or something afterwards, and I was just like, well, fuck it, I knew it was never going to happen. And every single other game came in, and I was just looking at it all day like, It just goes to say,
the best ones.
You'll never win.
The best ones I've had, I was from the ones I can remember. I won 650 quid once on horse racing, and I was working. This was when I'm a second year of uni. I lived in York, and I was working at this like questionnaire, like market research company opposite the racecourse. And literally, my job was to like ring people up and do questionnaires with them over the phone, like market research. I actually quite enjoyed that, but it was pretty boring, like waiting for people to answer the phone and stuff. So what I'd be doing is I'd just be sat like putting a bet on the horses, like as I was waiting. And I had so what I was doing is I started with like a £5, and then that horse won, and I got like 25 quid. So then what I did is I just split it and put like £12.50 each way on the next horse. Then that won, and then I did it again, and that won. And I did it twice, and it got to like 350. So I took 300 and kept 50 in, and I put 25 each way on another horse, and that won. And that was another like 350 quid. It was like 650 in the end. So that was one. I also had one of those requester bets on for the Man United against PSG game where we won it in the last minute with a Rashford penalty. And it was something like I had 2 or 3 players set a card, Rashford to score and Man United to win 3-1. And when that penalty went in, I nearly hit the roof, or my literally head on the roof. Like that was about 500 odd quid. Same with what's that young Brazilian fella called for Arsenal? He's only 18.
Martinelli.
Yes. So I had another request to bet on. That was for 500 odd quid. It was him. So that breakaway goal he scored. You know, it was against Chelsea. Yeah, that won me the money as well. Him, because I needed him to score in the request to bet. Another one I remember was at uni. That was about 500 quid. That was an accumulator, and it really, really weirdly enough, earlier on, when we were waiting to start this next segment, I was looking through my, on Facebook you can look at your memories. So I was looking through my memories on Facebook. I'll just get it up here. My dad had actually put a bet on, and apparently on this day, there it is. On this day 6 years ago, my dad actually won a 19-fold accumulator, but it was only for like 366 quid.
Did he put on like 2p? Is it a Collins special?
It put on 3 quid. 3 quid he put on. So they must have all been favourites. But yeah, 6 years ago today, my dad won £366 on a 19-fold.
No chance, draw, no bet, covering all the bases.
That was the game. I was just showing you then, wasn't I? But that was the game. It was 5-3 Arsenal. What a belter that was. Do you know, there's some fucking names on here, like Lampard, Terry and Mata scored for Chelsea. Van Persie did get a hat-trick, I remembered that right. Andre Santos.
Jesus.
Theo Walcott. And you want to see some of the players that got assists. So for Chelsea, Mata, Lampard and Raul Meireles with the assists. Arsenal assist, Javinho, Song, Van Persie and Mikel Arteta.
Alex Song, I'll never forget him for that time where Barcelona were lifting the Champions League trophy and Puyol goes to give it to Abidal to lift because he comes back from his liver cancer, and Song thinks it's him that he's giving it to, and he's like, oh God, it was making me cringe just thinking about it. And then when he realises he's giving it to Abdal, who stood behind him, his face. Oh God, the pain. That'll be clipped up and put on a video.
Like we all going to stand there and be like, who needs to lift this trophy for us right now? Alex Song.
Alex Song.
Swear he never even played.
He did, because that was the time where me and Josh used to watch Barca every week, and I honestly hated Song. I thought he was one of the worst players that Arsenal had. And then when I found out that Barca was signing him, I was devastated. I was like, why? And then every time he played, he was useless. Honestly, I used to hate him.
He was like he was part of a long line of what was supposed to be like quality central defensive midfielders at the time, wasn't he?
Combined of failed Patrick Vieira replacements.
Yeah.
Yaya no-go. Abu Diaby.
Oh, God.
Do you know what?
Diaby was a good player.
Yeah, Diaby was one that I really felt sorry for because he was an absolute baller and he just had no knees. And knees were...
Didn't have like the most injuries of anyone ever or something like that.
Yeah, really.
Like every body part somehow.
Do you know who was class and always underrated for Arsenal? And I think he got sold to He was either Olympiacos or Panathinaikos for like $1 million. Gilberto Silva. What a player.
Top baller.
What a player he was. And do you know who else was a great player? Now that we're speaking of central defensive midfielders from like early 2010s. Lassana Diarra.
Yeah. With that weird...
I'm stopping this right now. No, he wasn't. He was a bang average midfielder that had the best agent in football. He must have the same agent that St. Maxim Choupo-Moting has.
No, disagree.
Lassana Diarra was the most bang average. He played for fucking Portsmouth.
Yeah, but that Portsmouth team was baller.
Yeah,
that was Lassana Diarra was bang average at best. And he just somehow ended up at the best clubs in Europe.
No, mate, he played for a Portsmouth side that was absolutely just like ramming 2 goals against AC Milan at home, drawing 2-2.
And what did they do? They won the FA Cup and got relegated in the same season. They must have been really good.
Well,
was that Harry Redknapp's team?
If you speak to Arsenal fans, that's a good season.
Yeah.
That's this season.
Imagine if Arsenal got relegated.
Oh, mate, I'd love it.
AFTV would
last night. I'd love it.
Implode. They would literally implode, wouldn't they? AFTV. Imagine.
I would do nothing but watch AFTV.
I'd rather pay. I'd pay to see that over paying to watch fucking Logan Paul and Mayweather fight.
Oh my
Have you
Christ.
seen how much those pay-per-view prices are?
Isn't there like 7 different prices depending on when you buy it?
Early bird, but then the most, like the latest one you can buy is like 75 quid.
How about now?
You're mentally ill if you buy that.
It's the definition of selling out. Like they've gone to an app. When I checked that app last night, when it was announced,
Yeah.
it had 25,000 followers, the app. That no one has ever heard of it. No one knows what it is. It's a meet and greet service.
So
It's a meet and greet live service, and they've bought the rights to Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul.
where have they got that money from?
They've got to be Chinese funded.
Got
They
to
have to be Chinese funded.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense otherwise.
Now, when you say meet and greet, what do you mean?
I mean, virtual meet and greet. Like you probably jump on Zoom and have a chat with them.
Is this like a chat roulette sort of situation, or?
Yeah.
Pay $100.
You'd make it that way.
Yeah, pay $100 and you can have fully clothesless. You pay $200 and you wear all your clothes. One of them.
Free on certain other ones.
What are them ones, mate? Yeah.
Live Jasmine.
The glory days of Omegle.
Omegle, yeah. Isn't there one called Chatterbait or something like that?
Oh, God.
I know, what a horrible name that is.
I love how Lee's getting these spot on. I know these are spot on because I just watch porn daily.
I've never heard of fucking Chatterbait before.
Have you not?
What the fuck is Chatterbait?
It's basically what you think it is.
Yeah, is it the two combined?
Yeah, it's one where it's encouraged rather than one that it just happens.
One that doesn't take terms of service.
Yeah.
All night. Is that what you can't get it up?
That was a great part of that podcast. What that? Can he do it on a cold Tuesday night in Stoke? Bojan did, baby.
He was meant to be Barca's prodigy in, wasn't he? And he just wasn't.
Oh, you know what, though? He was fucking excellent on Football Manager for me.
Tell you what, he is excellent on this FIFA for me as well. They've given him like a special card that's like 84 rated. Guy's a baller.
Why have they done that?
I don't know, it's weird, but I'm not.
They're
Any
giving
excuse
people what
to
they
get
want.
packs sold, innit? It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's got, mate, the Black Friday that they just had was absolutely mental. I worked out there was 1 2-minute period where they made 80 grand in 2 minutes just on PlayStation alone.
It's mental. Like, it's all these packs and the different size packs you can get, and then the different informs and players of the week. Like, I remember when Ultimate Team first came out, you'd have Team of the Week player and in informs. That'd be a lot. That's all you'd have. You'd have an informed player that week, and then you'd have Team of the Year.
In the first ones, they didn't even have Team of the Week.
No, they didn't.
No.
No, it was just like the black cards that would have either the gold, silver, or bronze element to them, depending on what league the player came from.
Yeah.
Because everybody always wanted like the inform Akinfenwa card,
Yeah.
which would cost an absolute fortune. But it was bronze because he came from like League Two.
Well, that was
Northampton.
KSI that pushed that, wasn't it?
But bearing in mind that we are in December, the game's only been out for 3 months. These are all the different card types. Or you said gold, silver, bronze, inform, base icon, middle icon, one to watch, rule breaker, SBC, Champions League rare, Champions League man of the match, Champions League live, Champions League team of the tournament, Europa League live, Europa League team of the tournament, flashback, player of the month for the Premier League, Bundesliga, MLS, and player moments.
That's ridiculous.
And it's December.
Value. They lose
I
the
don't
value.
understand
Being
any.
special.
I come from an era where FIFA to me was just playing it with the lads before you went out in uni and fucking punishments for amount of goals conceded or scored, and that is it.
For drinking game.
Writing letters to your mates and their parents.
I am so sorry. I disappointed you.
Jamie, one who you all met in Bournemouth, apart from you, Danny, you'll meet Jamie soon. But Jamie, who's met in Bournemouth, beat Andrew Kakankas 9-0 once on FIFA. And the FIFA punishment that we drew up was that he had to stand outside for an hour and watch us play FIFA, and he did it.
I can imagine. Please say you got a photograph of that. This weird photo.
He literally stood outside of his own bedroom and stared at us through the window and watched us play FIFA for an hour. We timed him and everything. It was fucking so funny. There was another one where he had to be Jamie's slave. I think he got beat by 11. So Jamie made him go outside in the snow and do snow angels, like soaked him fucking wet for him. Oh, we used to do all sorts of shit. Do you ever do the tasty sandwich?
You are?
You ever do the tasty sandwich for 6? If you beat someone by $6, you had to go and make you a tasty sandwich.
We didn't. I don't think we did it that stringently, but
I didn't either.
The best ones we did were where we played it as a drinking game, and you had to have a shot every time you conceded, and then we imposed our own kind of rule because Napoli had a player called Gökhan Inler, who
what a guy.
scored nothing but screamers, and if he scored, you had to like down your drink and someone else's, something like that. I can't remember what it was, but combine that with Ring of Fire, and you're not making it out of pre-drinks.
I think the best one I ever had was we were doing pre-drinks and playing FIFA, and we were doing random teams, and I ended up with Fleetwood Town, and the lad I was playing against ended up with Barcelona.
Oh, God.
And I won 4-1.
Yeah, scripting.
And away, it's me fucking being good. And I ended up not paying for drinks for most of the night because he fucking deserved to buy me my drinks after that for wasting my time.
That's fair enough.
FIFA rules were quite. We had one once where if Tevez scored a hat trick, you had to wear a snud to all your lectures all day.
You get those for free. Chester Student Union used to give those out for free on Freshers Week.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I had one.
It was class. I miss uni so much, mate.
Yeah.
Don't miss the assignments.
No.
You know what the weird thing is though? Back when you were a student, you're writing like 2,000 word assignments, and you're thinking like that's going to take you hours, and it usually did. But in work, I write 2,000 words in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, same.
Like,
it's nothing to me now. That I said to Nicole when she was finishing her uni stuff. She's like, "Oh, I've got another 1,500 words to write." I'm like, "That's my Monday morning report." That like, there's nothing.
That's my email. That.
I can't contribute.
I wouldn't do that to them.
I can't contribute to this either. That's maybe a response to someone if I'm mugging them off saying you're not getting a reward this week. Sorry.
I probably speak 1,500 words.
Yeah.
For people to make sure they keep the fucking chest up when they're squatting over and over again.
There's nothing worse, is there, with squat? Like people who look down during squats. What you're looking at? Like, what's down there? Like, are you fucking stupid? Honestly.
Parallel.
That spot in the ceiling. Just look at it. I don't want you to take your eyes from that at all. Because if your chin's up, your chest is up. Simple as that.
How did he leave the gym then? See you later, Danny.
Oh, yeah. I want to walk down the stairs like that and all. It's at home. TV's over there. I can't watch it. I've got to keep staring.
He's not told me yet. He's not told me. Putting the phone in front of the face, texting you, please.
Danny, can I stop now?
Imagine somewhere some swat is doing that, thinking, I actually genuinely can't look at anything else. Fuck. People are.
I shouldn't be going to the gym if that's the case, mate.
It's like
not allowed memberships.
I can't talk about that in gyms, mate. I went to the gym with you once and shit myself, and you had to take me to A&E.
But that's how you know that you put in a good sesh.
I got nosebleed after my gym session earlier. It was probably the cold air, but I get them quite a lot.
Sorry, it was probably cold air.
Yeah, because it's cold outside. I get nosebleeds all the time, mate.
You're definitely down at the floor when you do squats.
And that is my new favourite insult.
You know what? I remember when like back in the day, years ago, this is when me and Lee used to go to the gym like consistently throughout summer. And Lee could not bench press to save his life. He just could not get his left and his right arm to lift the bar at the same time. Like it's probably his right arm, because that's his right hand, and his stronger arm was lifting it up, and his left just couldn't do it. So he just couldn't bench press. And now he's lifting over 100 kilos all the time. Like, just goes to show practice makes perfect.
Not today, I wasn't. First day back in the gym.
Yeah.
70 I was at. 70 for 6, 3 sets.
I was doing alternating today on dumbbells for the 30s, and that was fucking hard.
But it was. Yeah. These aren't easy.
I bought some new protein shake today from my protein. I got the all-in fucking blend one, and it's got protein powder, it's got BCAAs, it's got creatine, and it's meant to be 60 quid. But have you ever heard of Honey? It's like a browser plugin you can get for Chrome.
Oh, I saw this on YouTube.
It's amazing. And it searches everything on the internet and finds discount codes for any website you're on. And I ended up paying for that plus a new shaker. It cost me 38 quid, 42 with packaging.
That's sick.
Yeah. So it should have cost me about 70 quid, I think, 75 quid the overall, and it was like 42 in the end.
I never get stuff online anymore. I just go to I went B&M today and got, the protein mousse, the pancake mix. Selling that in there for like 6 quid.
That's all right. I just want something substantial, like a proper. And I know it's got the creatine. I wasn't going to use creatine, but I've decided that I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm jumping back on it again. I think I've been off it for a good year now, so good to get back on it.
I'm only going to have the 100 gram scoop, like 100 gram shake of it after the gym.
Because they 100 gram of creatine.
I thought
No, the shake. I think it's got 5 grams of protein 5 grams of creatine per scoop.
Yeah.
So I reckon 100 gram serving with milk after, because I'm not eating anything at the moment, like in the day. I didn't eat till 1 o'clock today, and then even then I had like some sushi, and what else did I have? Oh, like a little salad thing, quinoa shit.
Such a bizarre food to break a fast with that. I'm hungry. I'm going to break my fast with sushi.
But the thing is, so I'm going to get some food, ready meals, but when you walk to Tesco, what do you get? I never know what to get. Like that's.
I just get it, Sarnie, mate. Fuck it. If I'm going to get a meal deal, I'm getting a meal deal. Like I'll make it work. Chicken and stuffing footy. Mwah.
Chicken mayo, paprika max. There you go, lad.
No.
You got to bang them on a plate. You got to bang them on a plate, and you got to make your crisp butty. Right.
No, I'm not getting a plate out for a meal deal. That's first and foremost.
You know what, right? Saying no, you're the sort of cunt who gets a prawn cocktail and a pack of quavers. You fucking weirdo.
No. I know what I have. Sometimes I have the sausage triple, the breakfast triple, because I know what I'm made of. But most of the time it's the chicken and bacon.
Not the ham.
Sometimes chicken and bacon.
Breakfast triple. Gammon. That's what you are.
Yeah. Then a triple, chicken triples are good as well. But if not that, then you've got to get the McCoys, like steak McCoys, and then the biggest kind of Red Bull that will go on the deal, and then get heartburn for the rest of the afternoon.
Nah, chicken and stuffing, steak McCoys. I'm with you on that one, and then either White Monster if I'm needing the caffeine, and if not, I'm just on water.
What have you tried? Steak Max, Walker's Max. Then?
Yeah, but because I'm working in town. I'll go to Morrison's. They don't have them in the meal deal, but they just don't stock them. No,
that's poor form. Man. You ever had a Boots meal deal? I had a Boots meal deal not long ago. Wow.
The only time I ever went is when I go to the airport.
Mate, Boots meal deals are spot on. They do good meal deals.
Oh yeah, mate. They're spot on. If you're still living in 2005, you got a MySpace account. Yeah, they're fucking spot on. Everyone else is moving with the times.
Wait, what ranking them? What is the best place for a meal deal?
Oh,
It's got to be either Tesco or Sainsbury's, hasn't it? Surely.
Sainsbury's.
It's probably Tesco's, I think.
Sainsbury's.
I do like when I go to Tesco's. I like the deli meat feast sub that they have. Deli meat feast. It's always on the bottom shelf in a proper like sandwich. Oh mate. Hey.
Ever been to Asda? They don't do meal deals. They just have like.
No, they do. They're in the cafe. They're in the restaurant, and they're shit.
That's why I never go.
Yeah, they're awful. They're tucked away in the cafe. Why?
Honestly, I tried to get one once from the fridge section, and it was literally just ham, and it was £1. And I was just like, this isn't the fucking way it's supposed to go.
It is just £1 though, man.
Yeah.
I know, mate, but for a just ham. Not even any butter on the bread, just dry. I swear it even said that on the packet. Dry white bread and ham.
It actually say dry white bread.
I'd rather go to the deli, buy my own ham, buy a loaf, and sort it out myself for £1.
Yeah. What they're trying to do, though, is entice you into going over to the cheese section and buy some cheese and some butter or whatever and throw it on your own footy. They want you buying their other products.
Oh, God, yeah. Not daft, are they?
No, not at all. And if you're going to go Tesco, if you just add to it as well, if you're going to go Tesco, we need to be going to the hot food counter because there's always a deal on there.
Oh, mate, even just a bag of nuggets.
If you go in hot food counters, I'm sorry, boys, Morrison's takes the winner there.
You're biased, though.
I am biased, but it's the winning one. It's the only one that's still got a full hot food counter.
Why should I go to
And
Morrison's?
that one in Market Street as well, on Manchester, that fucking new sandwich thing they've got.
Days. Knew it was coming.